Let's talk about the thing that I don't want to talk about. And that thing is diet. My dirty laundry is diet. So let's get the skeletons out of the closet and let's talk about something that none of us want to talk about. Maybe some of us like to listen to it. Maybe most of us, maybe most of you that watch my channel are just really more into lifting weights and not caring about diet. But you know how important it is. I think most of you, I don't know, it's probably a good mix of people. But I'm talking about it now because I'm motivated about it. I'm motivated about my diet. I'm motivated because I'm being compliant. Because a lot of the time, that's really what the biggest problem is really just staying on track and doing it, right? Because, I don't know. I keep thinking I'm going to write a diet book, right? And I keep playing around with this idea. I'm going to call it the 1 day diet, or I'll call it the modified starvation diet, or I'll call it paleo plus whatever. I'm being cynical, I'm joking, but I'm saying this because it really is pretty simple. I really have I'll tell you, like the best time I dieted, the way I did the best in my dieting and fitness and felt healthy. I wasn't like strong as I am now, but I would say I was healthier. Is I felt better, I had less allergies, I just had less gas. That's for damn sure. Is I I was on the paleo diet. I ate really like 100% paleo like for a long time. And then I veered off of it. And what happened when I veered off of it and started to eat a little bit of junk food, my performance increased. And one of the reasons why my performance increased, which I'll kind of think about, I went into carb backloading, carb night, was I just had more calories. I had more carbs. I just had more food, and you have more food, and you put on some weight, you're going to get stronger. If you're constantly in a caloric deficit or you're constantly low carb, it's going to make your performance suffer. But on the flip side, the low carb thing works great when you're trying to get healthy if you're sedentary. I'm bringing this up and I'm talking about it now because, like I said, I'm motivated about it. But I'm hoping to maybe motivate someone else out there and maybe share why I'm motivated about it. One of the biggest reasons why I'm dieting in the first place is that I'm a little bit hurt. I can't train the way I want. I can't squat and deadlift the way I want. My bench is doing great, but my squat and deadlift, I still pretty much have the strength, I'm sure. It's just that I have this hip flexor pain that's giving me problems. It's been getting better, but it essentially makes me have to take a back seat and start backtracking and just cutting calories. The simple reason is that I'm not able to burn as much calories, and I'm also not as hungry because I'm not training as hard. At the same time, I might as well go ahead and just start to lose some weight. I previously said I was going to compete in 100 kilograms. Looks like I'm going to be competing in 90 kilograms now. Who knows? I'm at 204 right now. My goal is to walk into competition. I'm not really trying to cut weight, but I guess if I'm 1 or 2 pounds off, I'll cut weight. I hate I hate starving, right? I hate trying to just put myself through that sufferance. But going back to my topic is that diet is really more about motivation, just like exercises. And the one thing I want to share with you, I was listening to one of my new podcasts I've been listening to. This is one of the reasons why I'm motivated to do podcasts, which I'm working on right now. But one of the reasons why I'm motivated was because of this podcast, Entrepreneur on Fire. And it just got me thinking. I've been listening to a lot of these shows and just thinking about like motivation and kind of what gets me going or what used to get me going and keep me on track with my goals and just everything. And it's expectations for yourself, your standards. What do you expect of yourself and just kind of how you view the world for what you want for out of your life. And one of the things that I cringe at is diet, right? Because it's a shortcoming, it's dirty laundry. And another one is going to bed early and waking up early. I'm not a morning person. I hate waking up early in the morning. But if we want to get, what's the quote? It says, if you want to get if you want to have what other people don't, you have to do what they're not willing to do. I'd probably destroy that quote. But my point is that I've come to the conclusion, and you probably know this also, probably in your subconscious, because I truly believe that the people who watch my channel are really smart. You're looking for this specific information. I'm not just, I'm not paying money on marketing, but you know that you're gonna have to work on all of it. I'm a big believer in that all things do well, all things do bad. That's really how I feel. Like you can't have one area of your life, you can't sacrifice one part of your life for another. I really think everything should work together in unison. Of course, some things will take more priority, but you're not going to let your house burn down while you try to compete in powerlifting or bodybuilding. You know, I guess my point of saying all this is that it's not just about having a balanced life, because I am talking about balance, but it's really more about making sure that all the things in your life are hitting standards that are acceptable to you. And in this case, for me, my diet is not acceptable. Of course, it's not perfect. Right now, I'm doing sort of a paleo, which is basically no processed foods. If you want to call it paleo or call it something else, clean eating, I'm not doing it if it fits your macros, because that just fucks me up, because I'll eat some potato chips or I'll eat some Doritos, I'll eat some candy, and I won't stop eating. So if I stick to paleo, whole foods, and no processed food, I don't overeat. My only caveat is that what I add is I can eat as much rice and potatoes as I want. And I've given myself leeway to have Quest bars and some protein shakes. Only one specific protein shake, because I can't tolerate very many of them anyway. So that's sort of like my diet. I've been on it for 2 whole days. Yes, I know, crazy, right? But I feel pretty good about it. So that's my point why I'm sharing it with you. And it just takes one day to make that change. You just make the decisions like, okay, I'm gonna make this choice. I'm gonna do it. You know, and you pick something, you pick a diet, or you pick a program, or you do something that just allows you to just something that you can succeed at. Because that's what it comes down to. I made my program or my diet right now. Me knowing myself this well is that I can just eat a lot of rice and potatoes. I mean, if I get hungry, I'll eat more rice and potatoes. The other thing too is, waking up early in the morning. And why do I want to wake up early in the morning? Well, I'm at work like 12 to 14 hours a day. I'm not working the whole time, of course, but I'm there. I'm not home with my kids. And I don't get to spend as much time with my kids. So what I do is I wake up early in the morning, especially because it's spring break. I go outside and run with my son. So I make sure I work out with him or I get him to do something. I make sure that I give him assignments for the spring break. It's basically I'm just setting aside time to make sure that I am fulfilling that part of my life. And that's sort of what it is for you, right? You have certain parts of your life that you're trying to make well or make good or make even, however you want to call it. It could be diet, could be career, could be business, could be all of these things, right? But in each of these categories, there's basically probably one or two of the most important things. And you have to nail them down. For me, in diet, it was just I was eating too much junk food. I have to stop eating junk food. I wasn't going to go into a super low carb diet or go into some really restricted calorie diet, because I know that I'm just not going to be able to follow through with that. So, and then like waking up early and going to bed early, getting up at a consistent time and going to bed at a consistent time is really important, because it allows me to do more. I get sleepy sometimes. Like I wanted to sleep 30 minutes ago. It's 11:24 as I make this video, and I made it a goal that I'm going to go to bed 11:30 before 12. Because sometimes I get tired after I read my son his bedtime story, my kids their bedtime stories. I want to go to sleep, and I don't want to do anything. But I just make sure that I'm going to work until basically I'm working. I'm working all the time. I'm working to build my dream. And I think that what you should do for yourself as well is that you figure out what your dream is, what you're trying to do, and you focus in on it. You make it part of you make it a non-negotiable, for all these parts of your life, and you have to decide what they are for you. My life is different than yours. In my case, in my situation, like I want to train, right? I want to get my deadlift where I want it to be, a squat, bench it where I want it to be, but I have my training complement my life. I'm not a world record holder. I'm not trying to go for that, but I love training. So I'm not going to train so much that it eats up other time that I need to be spending on work, for example, or working on my online stuff, or my kids, family, whatnot. So I try to make sure that I'm getting all my ducks in a row, right? I'm not trying to make one duck better than another. I'm spending the time necessary on these things. And the two things that were my dirty laundry skeletons in my closet in my life are really just my diet and my sleeping patterns. They're inconsistent. So those are my thoughts, my personal goals and kind of habits. Hope you found it useful and kind of determining yours. I hope you're setting goals and writing them down and achieving them or moving towards them. Anyways, thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys on the next video.